Hello students, myself Pallavi Borade, teacher at Ferguson Junior College, Pune. I teach vocational electronics. Today, we are going to start the chapter number 6, that is analog to digital and digital to analog converter from paper 2. So let's start the presentation. So, the name of the chapter number 6 from paper 2 is analog to digital and digital to analog converters. In short, they are ADC and DAC. Let's see the contents, in which we are going to see introduction. Then first part is digital to analog converters, that is DAC. Then we are going to see the types of DAC, weighted resistor DAC and R2R ladder DAC. Then we will see examples of DAC. After that, analog to digital converter, that is ADC. Then we will see types of ADC. There are 4 types of ADC in this chapter, that is simultaneous ADC, then counter type ADC, successive approximation ADC, and then continuous ADC. So let's start with this chapter. So first of all, when we consider ADC and DAC, then first of all we have to understand why this ADC and DAC is required in digital circuits and which is need of ADC and DAC. So there are many advantages of processing signal using digital systems, but many times the information is in analog form, that is temperature, pressure or vibration, etc. So the ADC, analog to digital converter, is used to change the analog output signal from transducer into equivalent digital signals. As we studied in paper 1, the transducer chapter, in that the output of transducer is always in the form of electric signal, which is analog output signal. And when we want to display those signals on the display, then we have to convert those analog signal into digital form. That's why this ADC, that is analog to digital converters, are required. Similarly, sometimes the output of a system may be required to be in an analog form. Therefore, the digital output has to be converted back into the analog form. So here we can converter, that is DAC, is used for this purpose. So by using this converter, we can convert digital signal into the analog signal where it is used. So a digital communication system, at the transmitting end ADC is required and at the receiving end DAC is required. So we can use this ADC or DAC in microprocessor based control system by for plotting a graph for variation of temperature with time using stripe chart recorder, and in digital multimeter where ADC is required. So let's start with the first type, that is DAC. So DAC is digital to analog converter, as I said. So the process of translation of digital information into equivalent analog information is called digital to analog conversion, and it is also known as decoding device. So if you observe this diagram here, DAC is a circuit which converts digital inputs into the analog inputs. That's why this device is also called as decoded, because digital form are always in the coded form and we can convert this code into the human understandable language. That's why this input of DAC is always digital signal and the output of DAC is always analog signal. So there are 2 types of DACs are available. First one is weighted resistor D2A converter and the second one is R2R ladder D2A converter. So let's start with the first type, weighted resistor D2A converter. So what is the principle of this type? The principle is the conversion of a digital signal into an equivalent analog signal. The N digital voltage levels should be changed into an equivalent analog voltage. So this can be done by designing a resistive network that will change each voltage level into equivalent binary weighted voltage or current. So in this type of DAC, we can use the resistors for each positional weight of each bit, and we can convert those each digital bit into the equivalent analog voltage. So this is the diagram of weighted resistor DAC. That is, here N resistors are connected in this arrangement. So for each bit, when we apply V0, V1, V2, V3 up to Vn, we require particular resistor R0, R1, R2, R3 up to Rn. So here in this position, each resistor has their positional weight for each bit. So for V0, V1, V2, V3, we can apply same voltage as logic 1 or logic 0. And when we apply this voltage to this resistive network, then current is passing through that R0. Then the R1 position is always half of the previous register, that is R0 by 2. So if you calculate the register position or the register value by using positional weight, then each register has their half of the previous register value. So in this way we can design the register network by using weighted register DAC, and VA is the analog output which is the final output of the resistive network. And here load resistor is always greater than R0 because the load resistance is used to carry the high current and it will protect the circuit. So criteria for binary weighted method, whenever you use this method we have to follow this criteria. So the first term is there must be one input resistor for each digital bit. So for each digital bit one resistor is there. Beginning with LSB, that is least significant bit, each following resistor value is 1/2 of the value of the previous resistor. And the full scale output voltage is equal to the positive voltage of the digital input signal. Next is the LSB, that is least significant bit, has a weight of 1 divided by 2 raised to n minus 1, where n is the number of input bits. So LSB always has this weight, that is 1 divided by 2 raised to n minus 1. So the change in output voltage due to change in LSB is equal to V divided by 2 raised to n minus 1, where V is the digital input voltage level. So we will get change in output voltage according to the voltage applied to the input. So the output voltage VA can be found by using following formula. So this is the formula to find the VA, that is analog voltage. So if you observe this formula, VO 2 raised to 0 plus V1 2 raised to 1, go on Vn minus 1 2 raised to n minus 1 divided by 2 raised to n minus 1. So if you apply n input voltage, that is n digital input voltage, we can calculate for that n bits analog voltage. So here this diagram shows 4-bit resistive ladder. Here 4 resistors are used to represent 4 bits. So 4 bits, digital bits are applied to A, B, C, D, and VA analog output is according to the A, B, C, D inputs. So VO, V1, V2, V3 are the analog input voltage which is applied to these bits, and R0, R1, R2 and R3 are connected according to the resistive positional weight. So in this way we can design 4-bit resistive ladder and we can calculate the output voltage for 4-bit digital bits. So this is the truth table for 4-bit resistive ladder. Here you can observe there is VO, V1, V2, V3, that is the applied inputs, and LSB is the bit, that is least significant bit A, and MSB, that is most significant bit, is D. So if you apply 0, 0, 0, 0, that is the first condition, output is obviously 0, and the weight for bits, that is D is equal to 8 by 15, C is equal to 4 by 15, and B is 2 by 15, and A is 1 by 15. In this way we can calculate the weights for each bit by using the previous formula VA, and we will get for 4-bit, that is 2 raised to n minus 1, that is the n is the, here n is number of bits, that is 4, and if you put 2 raised to n minus 1, then we will get the 1 upon 15. The B position has 2 divided by 15 weight, then C position has 4 divided by 15 weight, and D position, that is 8 divided by 15. So when we apply this truth table, that is the applied input bits from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, 1, because it has 16 levels from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, from 0 to 15. According to the applied inputs, we will get the output. So the output is always in the analog form, that is measured in volts. That's why we will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14 and 15. So the disadvantage of this type of DAC is this divider is constructed using precision resistors. Therefore cost is more, and the resistance of the appropriate small values are not easily available, and the resistance may be affected by changes in temperature, because for 4-bit resistor we required R1 is equal to R0 by 2, R2 is equal to R0 by 4. That's why appropriate small values of registers are required and which are not easily available. Each register in the network has a different value and this value should be accurate. So these are the disadvantages of DAC, and the register used for MSB is required to handle a much greater current because it has highest positional weight. So let's solve the examples based on DAC. The first example is for a 4-bit resistive divider, logic 0 has 0 volt and logic 1 has plus 8 volt is applied. So we have to find first full scale output voltage, B the output voltage change due to LSB, and the C is analog voltage for digital input of 1100. So this kind of examples may be asked in your board exam. So let's solve this example. Here first is A part is when all inputs are plus 8 volt. So full scale output must be plus 8 volt. So here logic 1 has 8 volt. So if you apply 1, 1, 1, 1, that is all inputs are 1, then full scale output will be 8 volt. Next is B for 4-bit input, n is equal to 4. So LSB has 1 upon 2 raised to n minus, that is 1 divided by 15. Therefore, change in output due to LSB is 1 divided by 15, that is the positional weight of LSB, into 8. So we will get 8 divided by 15 volt as the answer. Third is C, output analog voltage VA for input 1100. So here DCBA is 1100. So when we apply D is equal to 1, B is equal to 0, A is equal to 0 and C is equal to 1. Then if you put this inputs in the formula, then we will get 96 divided by 15 and that is the answer, that is 6.40 volt for this 1100 digital input. So let's solve the second example. Calculate analog output voltage for digital input of 0, 1, 1, 1. So the given values are logic 0 is 0 volt and logic 1 is plus 8 volt. It can be varied logic 1 voltage by the problems. So here logic 1 is given as plus 8 volt. So this is the resistive arrangement for this problem, that is R0, R1, R2 are connected here, where V0, V1, V2 and V3 are applied to those bits. Then by using this digital input 0, 1, 1, 1, so A has 8 volt is applied to the A, then B is applied 8 volt again because B is positive. So plus 8 volt is applied to the B because B is also 1. C is also 1, that is 8 volt is applied to the C, and D is 0 because the bit which is applied to the D value is 0. That's why V3 is 0 volt. So if you calculate this voltage, then if you put this values in the formula DCBA is equal to 0, 1, 1, 1, then we will get VA as 8 into 2 raised to 0 plus 8 into 2 raised to 2 plus 8 into 2 raised to 3 plus 0 into 2 raised to 4. So the positional weight of D bit is 2 raised to 4 and the voltage is applied to that bit is 0. That's why we have to write 0 over there. And when we calculate VA, the answer will be 8 plus 32 plus 64 divided by 15, that is plus 6.93 volt for the digital input 0, 1, 1, 1. The second type of DAC is R2R ladder DAC. That is, here the drawbacks of binary weighted resistor DAC is overcome with this type of R2R ladder DAC. So let's see the principle. So the principle is the binary ladder is a resistive network whose output voltage is a properly weighted sum of the digital inputs. So it uses resistors of only two values, that is R and 2R. So this is the arrangement for 4-bit R2R ladder DAC. So here when we design this 4-bit R2R ladder, then we have to use 8 resistors of 2R and R values, and we can calculate each bit positional weight by using this R2R values. So if you minimize this, we will get at the A, then B, here C, and if you minimize this R2R at the D position, then we will get, if digital input is DCBA 1000, then analog output voltage will be VA plus V divided by 2R plus 2R plus 2R is equal to V by 2. So by using this 2R and R network, we will get the D positional weight by using potential divider formula. That's it. So let's say the if input is applied 1 0 0 0. I have taken this example to understand this R2R ladder in detail. So first condition is D position is 1, that is voltage is applied to the MSB D, and C, B, A are connected to the ground because the logic 0 is applied to the C, B, A bits. So if A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0 volt, C is 0 volt and D is plus volt, then output voltage will be V into 2R divided by 2R plus 2R. Why? Because when we apply CBA voltage, there is no potential at this point. So we will get only 2R and R in the series, and if you apply potential divider formula for this network, then we will get VA as V by 2. Second condition, if input is 0 1 0 0, that is the positional weight of C is 1. So plus V is applied to the now C bit, and D, B, A are connected to the ground, that is at logic 0. So here A is 0 volt, B is 0 volt, C is now plus V and D is 0 volt. Then we will get VA is equal to V by 2, that is applied voltage at the 2R position of the C bit, because at D the applied voltage is 0. So that's why we have to take V by 2 as applied voltage into 2R divided by R plus 2R. That's why we will get at the C position plus V by 4 is the output voltage. Third condition, if you apply 0 0 1 0, that is the B bit is 1. That's why plus volt is applied to the position B. So here when A is 0 volt, B is plus volt, C is 0 volt, D is 0 volt, then the output will be, now here applied voltage is V by 4, because now C and D are connected to the ground, so there is no potential at C and D. That's why we have to take applied voltage as V by 4 by using potential divider formula, and we will get VA as V by 4 into 2R divided by R plus 2R. Then we will get the analog voltage at B position as V by 8. So let's see the last condition. If input is 0 0 0 1, here the LSB has logic 1, that's why plus volt is applied to the logic A. So here A is plus V, B is 0, C is 0 and D is 0. So the output voltage VA is V by 8 into 2R divided by R plus 2R. So we will get VA as V by 16. So here applied voltage is V by 8 at the position of A, because all the rest inputs are connected to the ground. So the output voltage is given by this formula. So here the output voltage of R2R ladder is given by VA is equal to V by 2 plus V by 4 plus V by 8 plus V by 16 to V by 2 raised to N, as we applied N number of bits, or VA is equal to V0 to 0 plus V1 2 raised to 1 plus V0 2 raised to 0 to Vn 2 raised to N minus 1 divided by 2N. So where N is the number of bits at the input. So in this way we can calculate the output voltage of R2R ladder. So let's solve the example based on this R2R ladder. So the first example is what will be the output voltage of a 4-bit R2R ladder corresponding to the binary inputs 1 1 1 1 and B1 is 0 0 0 1. So if you apply these two inputs to the 4-bit R2R ladder, what will be the output voltage? So just, and here given values are logic 0 as 0 volt and logic 1 is 8 volt. Solution. So the for first condition for DCBA, the input voltage is V3, V2, V10 and all are at logic 1. So if you apply this logic 1 to the R2R ladder, then we will get 80 by 16, that is 2 raised to 4, because the number of bits are 4. And if you put V3, V2, V1, V0 in the formula, we'll get 7.5 volt as the analog output. For the second condition, B, for DCBA, V3, V2, V10 is 0 0 0 1. So here only V0 is at logic 1, rest of the voltage are at logic 0. That's why we will get 1 into 2 raised to 0 as the analog voltage. That's why 1 divided by 16 and the answer is 0.06 volt. Next example. So here calculate the output voltage for the ladder network shown in figure. So this kind of network is given into an exam, and here if you observe this diagram, the two different logics are applied to this resistive network. One is minus 5 volt and one is plus 5 volt. So here in this ladder, if you calculate the output voltage, then V0, which is connected to the first resistor, is plus 5 volt. Then V1 is at 0 volt and V2 as minus 5 volt, because this LSB and MSB are considered by using the output arrangement. So, and number of bits are n is equal to 3, because only 3 inputs are connected. So therefore, if you put these values in the formula, output voltage VA will be minus 15 by 8, and that is the answer, minus 1.875 volt as the analog output. Third example, what will be the output voltage of a 4-bit R2R ladder corresponding to the binary inputs if binary inputs are 1010 and 0010. Again, the logic one is as 8 volt is given. So again we can calculate by using the same formula. As 1010 we will get 5 volt, and for 0010 we will get 1 volt as the answer of analog output. So let's start the ADC, that is analog to digital converter. So here the process of converting an analog voltage into an equivalent digital signal is known as analog to digital conversion, and the short form is ADC. So basically here, whenever analog input is applied to this converter, it will convert it into digital signal. That's why this can be referred as encoding device. So input of ADC is always analog signal and the output of ADC is always digital signal. Basically this ADC is used in transducer instruments where analog is converted into the digital signals. So let's see the types of ADC. So here in your chapter there are 4 types of ADCs are given. That is, first one is simultaneous ADC, second one is counter type ADC, third one is successive approximation ADC, and the fourth one is continuous ADC. So let's start with the first type of ADC, that is simultaneous ADC. So here this is the diagram of simultaneous ADC where 3 types of comparators are used, and here potential divider arrangement is given to get plus 3 V by 4 and V by 2 and V by 4 voltages at the reference voltage. So reference voltage is connected to the potential divider arrangement and analog input voltage is connected to the comparator. So as you studied in op-amp chapter from paper 1, comparator is used to compare 2 voltage levels. One is fixed, that is reference voltage, and the analog input voltage is compared with to that reference voltage, and according to the condition we will get the output, and those output of comparators are connected to the encoding network and it will convert it into the digital output. So let's start with the working. So in this method a number of comparator circuits are used. So in 2-bit simultaneous ADC 3 comparator circuits are used. So the analog signal is one of the inputs to each comparator. So the second input is a standard reference voltage. By using a resistive voltage divider consisting of 4 equal resistors, the reference voltage will be V by 4, V by 2 and 3 V by 4 are obtained. So the analog input voltage is between 0 and plus V, that is logic 1 and logic 0. So let's see the conditions. So if input voltage is greater than the reference voltage, or output is always high, because the comparator output is always high, that's why the digital output is always high at the encoder logic. So when C1, C2 and C3 are at 0 level, then input must be between 0 and plus V by 4. So there we will get reference voltage as 0 and V by 4. Third condition, if C1 and C2 are at high voltage, that is at 1, and C3 is 0 volt, then input must be between V by 2 and 3 V by 4. So it's due to potential divider arrangement we will get the inputs. And if C1, C2, C3 inputs are all high, then reference input voltage must be in between 3V by 4 and plus V. So this is the truth table for output ranges of simultaneous ADC. So these are the input voltages from 0 to V by 4. So if you compare this for first input voltage, that is in between 0 to V by 4, all C1, C2, C3 are at low value, and digital output we will get at 0, 0. If input voltage is in between V by 4 to V by 2, then C1 is high, C2 and C3 are low, and we will get the digital output as 0 and 1, that is in the binary 1. If input voltage is in between V by 2 to 3 by V by 4, then C1 and C2 are high and C3 is connected to the low, then we will get the digital output as 1, 0, that is in binary 2. And if input voltage is in between 3V by 4 to V, then all comparators are at high value and we will get the 1, 1 as the binary 3 output. In this way, we can convert 2-bit analog output into the 2-bit digital output. So there are 4 voltage ranges that can be detected, and comparators output can then be fed to the encoding network. So the bits of the encoding network are then entered to a flip-flop register for storage. So 2 raised to n minus 1 comparators required to convert n digital bits. So this is the formula to convert n digital bits. So for 3-bit ADC, 7 comparators are required. So let's see the advantage and drawbacks. The advantages are simple construction, extremely fast conversion rate, hence called flash converter. And drawbacks are, as the number of bits in the desired signal number increases, the number of comparator will increase rapidly and the system will become bulky and costly. So the next type of ADC is counter type ADC. So this is the block diagram of counter type ADC. So the drawback of simultaneous ADC will be removed by using this type of ADC. So here we can see that there is only one comparator is used and staircase voltage is used as a reference voltage. So this is higher resolution A to D converter using only one comparator. So this is possible by using a variable reference voltage. So a staircase reference voltage is used to feedback voltage to the comparator. So the counter type ADC consists of DAC using only one comparator. This is possible using a variable reference voltage. It consists of binary ladder, one comparator, one clock, and the gate and control circuitry. So let's see the working. First, the counter is reset. When a convert signal appears on the start line, the gate opens and clock pulses are allowed to pass through to the input of counter. So staircase waveform is generated at the output of the binary ladder. Analog voltage and this waveform are applied to the comparator. When reference voltage is greater than or equal to input voltage, the gate is closed. So this ADC is like closed loop system. An error signal is generated at the output of the comparator due to difference between analog input voltage and the feedback voltage. So the error is detected by the control circuit and clock is allowed to advance the counter. The counter reduces the error signal by increasing the feedback voltage. So let's see the advantage of this type of ADC. High resolution and requires only one comparator. There is only one disadvantage, that is conversion time is required is longer and it is determined by the clock. Next type of ADC is successive approximation ADC. This is the block diagram of successive approximation ADC. Here again one comparator is used. The principle of this type of ADC is this converter operates by successively dividing the voltage ranges in half. If multiplexing is necessary, the successive approximation ADC is most useful. Let's see the working. So the counter is first reset to all zeros and the MSB is then set. So the most significant bit is then taken out by resetting the MSB flip-flop depending on the output of the comparator. So then the second MSB is set in and a comparison is made to determine whether to reset the second MSB flip-flop. So this process is repeated down to the LSB. Now the desired number is in the counter. So here ring counter is used for the flip-flop selection, and in this type one conversion takes the same time and requires one conversion cycle for each bit. So the total conversion time can be calculated by number of bits, that is n, into the time required for the one cycle. So students, today we have studied this chapter number 6, that is ADC and DAC from paper number 2. So in this chapter we have seen the types of DAC, that is digital to analog converter, R2R ladder type of DAC and weighted resistor type of DAC. Then we have seen the types of ADC. Then we have solved the example based on DAC and ADC. So we have completed our chapter number 6. Thank you.